Thanks for being here, Jay. We know you're doing a ton of...
my dudes? How are you?
My guy.
My dog. Where the muscles at? You still gunned up, I can see, baby. Pandemic weight.
Oh, man. Hey, yeah, that's the quarantine workout.
We love it,
pushing
man.
my car, pushing walls, yeah.
Appreciate you, brother, being with us right now. We know you do a ton of work with veterans. Tell us what you'll be doing down in San Diego and about your work with the MVP organization.
Yeah, well, we're going down on behalf of Fox. And since I've been at Fox since 2004, Fox has sent either our show or me to a military installation somewhere in the world every Veterans Day and or every Thanksgiving. We've been to Afghanistan. I've been all the way up in the demilitarized zone by North and South Korea. It's been everywhere because the appreciation we have for our veterans is unlike any other network. So it's great. And, with this foundation, with MVP, merging vets and players, we're taking former combat vets and former NFL players and former pro athletes who need a new team again in the transition, and we're building them up from the inside out, reminding them how loved they are. And look, on Veterans Day, we all celebrate Veterans Day. I want all our veterans out there who are listening right now, celebrate yourself. It's okay, celebrate yourself. We all look at you with such incredible high regard. We need you guys and gals to look at yourself with the same regard. And this week, celebrate yourself. That's why we're going down to Miramar, to celebrate everybody.
Man, that's awesome, Jay. That is awesome. Well, let's transition and talk some football, something we also all love and appreciate. We just talked about Cam Newton because he started off hot in New England, Jay, but in his last 3 games, he's thrown 0 touchdown passes and 5 picks. He'll be a free agent again at the end of the season. So, Jay, you tell me, how much interest do you think there will be for Cam this offseason?
There's a couple things here. First of all, the lack of interest this offseason had more to do with the circumstances we're under because of COVID. They weren't able to come in and have him come in and look at his shoulder, look at his foot. Otherwise, he'd have a ton of suitors. I know that. But it was different. And then you see him this year. He started off great. But the moment he had to go down because of COVID, and he lost those reps, and he lost that rhythm, obviously, he started making a lot of mistakes. And that's what concerns the Patriots. It's the errors. It's the picks. It's the fumbles. It's not seeing certain things. So they know he needs those reps. He's new to this offense, right? He only was there a few weeks, and then he went down with COVID because we didn't have the normal training camp and no preseason. So he needs those reps. He needs to get that familiarity. But the number of errors is definitely concerning them.
Yeah, you talk about Cam and the Patriots and just having a longer runway with this team to get acclimated with him. You think he gets a pass because of this offseason and the fact that they don't have weapons, but you look forward to next offseason, they have the salary cap space to build around Cam, the chances of him being back in New England?
I don't think he gets a pass. That's the interesting thing because GMs and even owners, they're kind of looking at even their head coaches of, hey, you've got to do this right now. Not really. I mean, we're in such a different time. It's so hard to build a culture. It's hard to build a culture when you certainly can't have the interactive, the human, that human one-on-one human interaction. And then you take away all of preseason. You take away all the offseason. You take away most of training camp. It's really hard to build the culture, yet the bosses, they don't want to hear about that. Right. And the coaches, they're looking at the players. They don't want to hear about it either. So this is what we have to deal with. And look, a lot of those coaches who are just like, hey, this is the circumstances we're in. Deal with it. Just like anything else. We're good at roll. Those are the guys who are doing successful, the Mike Tomlins and the Pete Carrolls.
Yeah, well, Jake, there are other people that don't want to hear about the excuses. That's Dallas Cowboys fans and head coach Mike McCarthy, because they're only 2-6 in his first season for the Cowboys as his head coach. They've had a ton of injuries. I get that. They're about to start their 4th quarterback this season on Sunday. Despite the poor first half performance, however, Jerry Jones has given McCarthy a vote of confidence. So you tell me, Jay, is there a chance that the Cowboys move on from Mike McCarthy after just 1 season?
No, I don't think they will. I think they understand what's happening. And look, we just talked about it, trying to build a culture. The Dallas Cowboys trying to build a culture there, that's a whole different animal. And when you actually can't get down there and put your stamp on that, that's even more of an uphill battle. Then you lose as many players as they've lost, and it becomes pretty much insurmountable.
Now, Jay, let's play a little blame game there in terms of the list of issues. What would you say the short list of issues for the Dallas Cowboys this year?
Injuries is number one by far.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Injuries is number one. And I do think, look, they're trying to change a lot there with the players. They're trying to change scheme down there with the defense, not the offense so much. And the offense, when they had Dak in there, you saw what he did with Kellen Moore last year, but then when McCarthy came in, the offense exploded more. So whatever he added, the offense was obviously looking fantastic. But defensively, man, they're not able to pick it up. They're just not there. And then I think also, look, the fumbling problems and those turnovers and, Zeke, you kind of scratch your head and go, man, there's no way they could overcome those so early in games also.
Now, let's talk about another guy that's just been some uncertainty over. That's Jimmy Garoppolo, right? He's been out again with a high ankle sprain, supposed to be a minimum of 6 weeks. He hasn't been productive this season, even when he was out there healthy. So you tell me, Jay, what's the 49ers plan if they do decide to move on from Jimmy G?
Shoot, I don't know who's going to be out there yet, but I can see that happening. And look, they dabbled this year of, do we go for Brady? And I think Brady was letting it known that, a place like San Fran, he'd love to go there also. But, the contract was pretty prohibitive for Jimmy G to move on. And even when he is in there, guys, it's not like this is a pass-happy team. I mean, the big thing that happened to the Niners is when Bosa went down, Solomon Thomas went down, they lose D Ford. That's what got them going last year. It's that defense and the attitude of the defense. And even with that, they still picked up, those couple of weeks after the Miami game, which I was surprised about. But this team has been, we talked about the Cowboys being decimated by injuries. Niners have been absolutely just crushed by the injury bug.
Yeah, but the thing is, where's the appreciation level for Jimmy G? We just got to look at history, short history with Jimmy G and the San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan was 1-10 as a head coach in his first year there before Jimmy G comes there. And then in the next year when he's a full-time starter after the injuries, he takes him to the Super Bowl. But now there's talk of him being on a chopping block. What is the greatest issue with Jimmy G or the limitation with Jimmy G?
Well, I think Jimmy G is a game manager. That's what you see, right? They went to the Super Bowl last year because of that defense. That defense took on the personality of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. That's why they went. Jimmy G, his job is basically, hey, don't mess this up and strike the open guy when he's available. But that ground game, the defense, it was old school football. And, I think they were hoping this year that maybe Jimmy G would show more, that he would go a little bit further. But again, I think it's just been so hard with the revolving door of the receivers over there and the running backs over there, and they're on their fifth center now, and not having the defense give you the ball right back and putting you in those positions. I think it's all of it is kind of the imperfect storm for Jimmy G.
So then let me get your actual opinion then, Jay. Do you think it would be a wise decision for the Niners to move on from Jimmy G, or is it honestly be happy with what you got because it's hard to find a great quarterback in the National Football League? What's your take?
No, I think they could do more with Jimmy G. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl with him last year, right. But they need to have those weapons around him. He's not Russell. He's not the guy that's going to take this team and they're going to go as he goes. He's the guy that everybody else plays well, and he makes sure that he capitalizes on it. But yeah, you can win with Jimmy G, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Jay, for joining us, big dog. We'll catch you tonight ahead of the Packers and 49ers on Fox NFL Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
My man.